gonna do our first cooking video. I'm gonna try and get you some good lighting. I'm just kidding, it's terrible in my house, it's fluorescent. This is our little items. I'm gonna have a picture in the front. This is my stove. Okay, my daughter has shellfish allergies, so I have this pot. It's not my favorite pot. In fact, I don't typically use pots like this, but this is our seafood pot. When she's not here or whatever, this is the only thing I really cook shellfish in. So this recipe we're gonna start with today is a barbecue shrimp. Louisiana barbecue shrimp. Now that is not barbecue sauce. So if you're from here, you will totally understand what I mean. It is a lemon, butter, beer, Italian dressing, Lee and Perrins, Worcestershire sauce. No one says it correctly. Lots of spices, but it's super easy. It's a one pot situation. I typically would have usually put it in like a baking dish after, but this is a oven friendly pot. So we're gonna go directly from there. Okay, first things first, we have a red onion. We're gonna turn our oven on to preheat 350. So I'm right here at my kitchen, so I've turned my oven on to 350 to preheat. Always have the little ingredients on, have an extra rag, and we're gonna get going. So this is, I'm gonna move this down a little bit. This is my new tomato jam cutting board. We're gonna get this going too. We're gonna start with an entire stick of butter. Okay, I always use salted. We're gonna turn this baby on to like medium high, okay? Maybe even a little lower. We're gonna let this butter start to melt down slowly. Yes, an entire stick. One whole stick of butter. That is going to just melt down slowly. And the reason we're gonna do it kind of slowly is because we are gonna cut our red onion while we're doing this, okay? So, we're gonna start with our red onion. These are the new tomato jam cutting boards. They're great. All right, so we are gonna use about half of this red onion, the purple red onion, whatever you wanna call it. So we're gonna talk about how to cut too. You're gonna cut the ends off, and then we're gonna put like one little slice, kind of just to go through the first layer, and that is gonna pull off all of that junk. Okay, sometimes the onions aren't, bruised or whatever, a little bit layered. Just go a layer down or cut that off. Okay, so then we've got this nice, pretty purple red onion. Now I don't even know what I call it. I think I just call it a red onion. Okay, so we're gonna talk about knife skills another day, but we're gonna use, I have 1.5 pounds of shrimp. We're gonna use half of this onion. Okay, so 1/2 of a large onion. And what we're gonna do, I don't know if y'all can see it, we're just gonna cut it into, it's called julienne. We're just gonna cut it into, we like kind of a thick onion. So if you can see, they're kind of evenly spaced. All right, so what's gonna happen is we're gonna have that cut, we're gonna use half of it, and we are going to try and get this butter in the picture. Okay, so we have the butter going. I'm gonna turn it up just a smidge. We're gonna go ahead and put this onion. You don't want any big pieces, but kind of cut them down if you have on the edges. And we're gonna just throw these onions. You hear the sizzling? That's not a bad thing. Okay, and then so some of these onions have a really thick center. I might want to just take that out, use another piece. I've been cooking for a long time, so if I do something inappropriate, like stick my hand in a hot pot like I just did, maybe you shouldn't do that. Always use utensils, but like I said, I'm pretty comfortable in the kitchen, so maybe do what I say do and not as I do. That's what our parents said, like when they were teaching us how to drive. Okay, so I'm gonna use a plastic spatula. Again, mostly because my daughter has shellfish allergies, wooden would be fine. I just try to keep it as like little contamination as possible. All right, so I'm gonna get these little babies going. I'm gonna take a second and I'm gonna move this over so you can have a little closer view. So this is our onions. They're kind of cooking down. I'm gonna let them render down. We are gonna have them cook in an oven for a good long time. So you do not need to let these cook too much. I just like to break them all apart, let them start to simmer down, kind of those skins just to kind of soften up. I always add a little EVOO olive oil, extra virgin. I would say a tablespoon or 2. This is also going to be in our Italian dressing, so it's not a huge deal. Okay, I'm going to try and get back in it. Just want you to be able to see it. Okay, all right, so I'm videoing myself, so yay. All right, so I'm going to get this going, and I like to let it just cook kind of on low. Butter burns really easily. So you do not want to cook butter on high unless that's intentional and you're looking for that nutty butter flavor that we love. When butter starts to kind of cook up, it's got a really fun flavor. We'll talk about that as a whole other video. Butter is going to be in every dish. If I can figure out a way to put butter in a dish, you don't have to worry, it's going to be there. You can always substitute it with whatever you want, but I'm a real Southern chef, and so that's what we do. Italian dressing. This is my favorite wishbone. I mean, there's plenty. I love all. I like all Italian dressings. However, this one has like the most robust flavor. There's even one that has, it says robust. I love that one for cooking, for salads, all kind of stuff. In fact, my kids and I have gotten kind of back on a kick of that. Okay, I have 1.5 pounds of shrimp. These are called 40/50s, which means anytime you go to a shrimp store, and I'm gonna turn this down just a little more, I'm gonna talk some. Anytime you go to a shrimp store or a seafood store and you're getting shrimp and it's like they have this 12-15 count situation, that means there's 12 to 15 shrimp in a pound. So these are 40/50s. So in 1 pound of shrimp, there's 40 to 50 tiny shrimp, okay? Like popcorn shrimp are like, oh gosh, I don't even, let's say 80, maybe even 100, maybe even more. It's been a minute since I've paid attention. These are already peeled. They're not deveined, but these little ones, if you notice, they don't really have a lot in their veins. So I really just like this. This isn't to cheap out. I don't want to peel shrimp, especially with my daughter having shellfish allergies. I'm trying to make everything practical, put on the table early in the afternoon after you get off work. This, from start to finish, is a 5-minute prep, put in the oven for maybe 20, and then you're out the door, okay? So it is like easy peasy. That's what I like. And these pick up more flavor the smaller they are. Okay, let's get going because my shrimp are gonna, my butter and onions are gonna burn. All right, you can see my onions are kind of cooking down a little bit. Okay, they're not clear yet, which would be like our next stage of cooking, or transparent, but we're not there yet. Okay, this is gonna be so interesting, guys. All right, here we go. All right, so I'm gonna dump in my shrimp. I do not want to do any more cross-contamination. A, because it's raw shellfish and it smells terrible. Secondly, I have no desire to do any extra pots. You could have put this in another thing. Do you need to rinse them? No. I'm from Louisiana, so ours come fresh. I went straight to a seafood store. There's no telling how fresh these guys are, but there's a little shell, a little shrimp shell, so we're gonna get rid of that. All right, here's the fun. I don't really have measurements. I'm actually gonna measure this with y'all and for you, but we'll see, okay? I'm gonna use Tony's Shasheries. Everybody just calls it Tony's. It's like we're like first name, best friends. I love Tony's on everything. We put Tony's down here on our tuna fish. I mean, tomatoes. I had a tomato sandwich today for lunch. Okay, this is 1 teaspoon. I'm a big component of evenly seasoning. I'm going to my garbage can if I walk away. Okay, so this looks like a pretty nice amount of Tony's. Okay, so that's 1 teaspoon. I'm gonna be honest, I typically measure by just doing a nice even coat across everything. I'd say 1.5 teaspoons. Let's start with that. Okay, so 1.5 teaspoons of Tony's seasoning. All right, now we've got our shrimp going, and then we're gonna use, this is a 15-ounce bottle. We're gonna probably do a cup of Italian dressing. That would be right under half of that. What we're doing is we're making a marinade / dipping sauce for your shrimp. The whole point of this dish is to let these delicious things pick up flavor, cook down quickly, which is why we're using smaller shrimp. And then we are going to, We're gonna put them in the oven and we're gonna dip our bread, that's later, in this sauce. That is the money. I'll be right back. Let me go wash my hands. Okay, I'm back. So the whole point of this dish, like I said, is we want this to have lots of flavor, lots of sauce, because we want to actually dip our French bread in this cooked sauce in a minute. So we're gonna have the most robust, delicious flavor. I went and washed my hands, one, because my daughter has shellfish allergies, I've explained that, but also because I do not want shrimp on everything that I touch. Okay, I'm gonna do some measuring, which I don't typically do. I'm just gonna help out. All right, so I'm gonna get some Lee & Perrins Worcestershire sauce. This is like everybody, this is what we use. This is who we are. These are staples in our kitchen. That was 1 teaspoon. I'm assuming that this is like a good 3 dashes per teaspoon. So we're up to 4. Okay, and it's really gonna be about taste. Okay, so now we're at 6. And in all honesty, I should not have put the shrimp in first. The shrimp should be last. They're gonna be cooking. But the good news is we don't have to put this baby in the oven if you don't want to. Okay, so now we've got Italian dressing. We're supposed to have been able to taste it. Let's do a little more. We're gonna add some beer. There's nothing better than beer. You can add white wine. I would say, let's do half a cup. Let's start with half a cup. It has like a nice little tang. This whole dish is gonna be tangy, has a bite. It's gonna be delicious. Okay, I'm back. I just cut a lemon in half. I'm gonna juice it really quickly. This is gonna have all the bite that we're looking for. 1 lemon should probably be plenty. Okay, I've got it juiced. This says 1/3 of a cup. I'm gonna add that. Okay, it's definitely gonna be a whole lemon. I might even add more in a little bit, but 1's plenty. Okay, so again, downfall, cooking on live video, I put the shrimp in. Should have waited, because now I can't taste it. So now my shrimp are gonna have to cook in here and we're gonna have to taste it. Perfectly fine, it doesn't matter. The good news is we probably just avoided putting in the oven. I typically do my butter mixture and not even put it in the pot till after. Do the whole butter mixture, Tony's, make sure everything's good and seasoned, and then drop it in the oven and walk away. We're gonna do a little different this time because I put the shrimp in too soon, and we'll just cook on stovetop. No big deal. In fact, turn the oven off. I'm gonna let this cook for a minute. I'll be right back. Let it cook for just a few minutes while we were resting in between shots. I was thinking about, if you're not from Louisiana or the South, where would you get your shrimp? You would be using frozen shrimp. Perfectly fine. I would probably be the best option to put in the oven. So again, do everything, mix everything together except the shrimp. I'm talking Tony's, lemon, onion, exactly follow the recipe. Stop the shrimp part. Taste your sauce first. Keep your oven on 350. And then we'll go back to cooking and drop the shrimp in once we have our flavor ratio. Okay, so this is where I wanna help chefs and people at home and close. Cooking is not about following my recipe, right? I'm gonna give you the ingredients, I'm gonna tell you and give you the confidence how to put them together, but I want you to be able to taste the flavors yourself. You know what you like. My family is looking for a certain taste. Lots of Lee & Perrins, lots of Tony's, we're down deep south. We like that tang, we want the beer or the white wine. Okay, full disclosure, if you use white wine or beer, it cooks out, right? There's no alcohol. I'm not giving my children alcohol, would never do that. I am Catholic, if that bothers anybody. But we do not do that for the alcohol. It's all cooked out, it's gone. By this point right now, my butter is almost boiling. That alcohol's been long gone. So if you don't want to, you don't have to use these recipes with the alcohol. Again, it's up to you or what you have in your refrigerator. Okay, so Italian dressing, it's got that tang, it's got extra spices, so we save some time there. Could we go and use a ton of spices out of our cabinets? Yes. Do we need to? No. Somebody already did it for us. It's called Wishbone, and it's delicious. So I don't want to mess with people of success. I'm trying to get dinner on the table after I've worked all day for my family. This guy, so tangy, so robust, heavenly. All right, let's talk about shrimp. They take about 7 minutes to cook, okay? So if you're in a restaurant and you're waiting on fried shrimp for a long time, you shouldn't be. Shrimp, they're sitting in the window somewhere because shrimp take about 7 minutes to cook. My phone just told me I have a low battery, I'm shocked. All right, so here's my shrimp. When they turn white, they're cooked, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna get a spoon, hold on. Okay, so this dinner is gonna be ready when we're finished with this video. So however long that has been. All right, I'm gonna taste this and see if I've got the tang, the lemon that I'm looking for. Oh, I mean, it's really delicious. Okay, I'm cooking for my family. I taste all their food. If I worked in a restaurant, which I did, I would not do this. Honestly, I need some more Tonys, okay? So I'm gonna do another half a teaspoon. That's some left in there in parents. Let's see what comes out. All right, we like a little kick. That does not have enough flavor. I'm thinking 2 teaspoons of Tonys is the money for us. Italian, plenty. Lemon, plenty. Beer, plenty. It does, not alcohol, remember, it's just the flavors in there. I think we did 5. I'm gonna do, I don't know, it's pretty good. I'm gonna do 1 more teaspoon. Okay, that's about 3 dashes. All right, and y'all, it's done. Like, I'm gonna serve this to my families. You see this little boil that's happening right here? This is exactly what we're looking for. Are my sinuses in it? Yes, do not lean over Tonys. It is the forever giving gift of sneezing. Okay, y'all, this is literally ready. You can watch my onions. They have a little crisp in them still. They see how they're kind of limp. They move around easily. They look like this, but they have a little color, a little texture still to them, but they have a little bite, a little crisp. That is what we're talking about, y'all. Okay, so this is what we're looking for. Notice all this juice. Okay, you can tell your shrimp are completely done because when they are done, they curl up really small. Okay, they curl up. And honestly, the more they, I just lost the holes. Again, do not do anything that I do. Cut. Okay, they curl up. The more they're gonna start to cross over, that means they're even overcooked at this point. So at this, take it off the stove, put it in a bowl. Next video is gonna be me plating it to eat with my family. Okay, let's plate this baby. All right, so French bread, this is like a half of a loaf, so no one needs that French bread. My husband would eat that much. I'm gonna just peel off some bread, don't be too formal. We're gonna take this over here and we are going to, you can use a ladle or a deep spoon. This is plenty of shrimp for 4 people. So make sure you get this onion. In hindsight, I probably could have used the whole onion. It's one of our favorite parts of it, but you do whatever you want. Okay, let's zoom into this. Delicious. Okay, so this is how you eat barbecue shrimp. Now, every Southern person has their own recipe, their own tang. That's not for us to care about. We do what we want to do. This is what I'm talking about with you learning and the confidence to cook. Put your flavors. If you like more spice or more lemon, add it. No big deal. I'm going to give you the tools and the confidence to do that. The first test, you don't even have to eat the shrimp. You take the bread. Ready for this? Don't burn yourself. Y'all, money. Okay, so really, this is why we eat it. Butter and bread and seasoning. Okay, but full disclosure, let's take this round. I'm gonna get an onion. Ooh, that's a big one. Let's see. Ready? I gotta go. Me and this, I gotta go. Bye, y'all. Happy cooking.